Becoming a conscious creator. Once, during my early years of reading A Course in Miracles, I heard my inner guide say, "One day you will read these words and actually believe them. Then the power behind their meaning will be made manifest to you." Even then, I knew exactly what the Holy Spirit meant. At that time, I was using repetition to commit the material to memory, a very mindless process. However, as my understanding grew over time, the words did indeed become more mindful, a transformation from mere thoughts and ideas into something I truly believed. I knew when these moments of true belief came, for a feeling of total joy and deep inner peace would overcome my heart. I then noticed something else. Such moments would precipitate an outward manifestation of the experience of unbelievable, miraculous synchronicities. I realized I was learning how to become a conscious creator. I will share with you an example of the process I now use to convert intellectual understanding or thoughts into beliefs, which ignite your true power to create. Recently, I came across workbook lesson 320 from A Course in Miracles, which states, "My Father gives all power unto me." Though we can understand these words intellectually, the idea is abstract, and most have a difficult time truly believing them. So how does one come to believe words that don't seem applicable to our daily lives? Begin first by asking yourself, do I feel these words in my heart? Can I truly feel the quiet strength of the power, joy, and sense of deep security that comes from belief in them? If so, joy, emotional security, and total trust will have replaced all other feelings of inner struggle. Most likely you will feel just the opposite. You will feel unworthy of such power. So, how do you realize this power? Most people want many things in life, all the things they think will bring them the happiness they seek, such as money, a life partner, health, a profitable job, and so on and so forth. And yet, why do you want any of these things to begin with? What is it these things bring you? They seem to bring you joy, emotional security, and control over your life. However, such worldly things elicit happiness in you, not because of what they are, but because of how they make you feel. Now, what if I told you that the true order of creating is that you must be happy first, before anything in your outer life can make a shift? You might feel some resistance to this statement. You might insist that you genuinely need such things before you can truly feel happy. And I am going to tell you, it isn't the person, place, or thing that brings you happiness, but rather the feeling you've assigned to the idea of having it. Now let's come back to the idea that God has given all power unto you. You want to believe this, but do not yet feel it coursing through your heart. You have not assigned your joy to this concept, yet deep down, this is what you're really after. This is what you truly want. To know your divine power to create, to know thyself, and you search the world over, assigning that feeling to various people, places, and things you have decided will bring you joy and security. So how do you move from assigning your greatest joy from the external to the internal? How do you feel happiness and ease within your being first, before anything external changes? For most, this leap from mind to heart is too great to be made in a single jump. The gap needs steps in between. It is best, then, to approach this idea much the same way as you would approach any form of education. When a child begins their first day of school, no one expects them to jump right into college-level classes. Yet, no one doubts that after completion of all the steps in between, they will one day graduate. It is the same process with moving from thought into belief. One must sometimes take steps in between. This need not take a long time, just careful consideration to allow your mind to adjust to the foreign concepts, the acceptance of which will automatically move your heart into true belief. So, let us carefully consider each word of "My Father gives all power unto me." My Father implies you have a Creator who brought you into existence. Your Creator loves you deeply, and His only will is that you feel joy. The next word is gives, which means that your Creator desires to pass what He has on to you. And God holds nothing back. He gives all His power to you. Let that soak in for a moment. You are beloved and cared for by a Creator who has given you all His power to create. The next step is to look for where His power manifests itself in your life. Where is there evidence that you have it? There is only one thing you have total power over: your thoughts. You can choose to focus on thoughts you find pleasant or on thoughts that upset you. One is of God, and the other of the ego. You have power over where your thoughts go and how long they stay there. And because you alone have power over your thoughts, you therefore have power over your feelings. For feelings are your emotional reaction to your thoughts. Feelings that bring you peace, love, and joy stem from thoughts aligned with the Holy Spirit, the voice of your communication link with your Creator. And as you ask, so shall you receive. Most of the time, you seem to give little thought to your thoughts, and so they carry your feelings all over the place at any given moment. Your creative power lacks focus and direction, and so your life seems to unfold without focus or direction, which causes great distress and anxiety. Most often, you do not like what you feel, and so you receive more of what you do not want. And you do not know you are simply reflecting your inner self. Do you want to become a conscious creator? Then first, begin with your thoughts. Start small. Focus on something you find pleasant, such as the feel of your heartbeat, air moving through your lungs, petting the cat or dog, or just let your eyes rest on something lovely. The second step is to slowly turn your thoughts inward. Notice the love you feel. Love is the vibration you extend to the world in order that it be reflected back to you. What you give, you will receive. This is your God-given power to create. Love is the language of God. The third step is to continue to wean yourself off the external thing you're focusing on and move inward even deeper. Realize the thing itself does not bring you joy, but the eternal power within all things. Let your mind expand beyond this world of time and form and into the realm of the eternal. Feel the interconnectedness you have with all creation. Fourth, you will then begin to feel your power as you expand from your physical ego self and reach for your eternal one self who is unified with all creation. For most, this state will last but a few moments before old fear-based thoughts creep back in. Do not let this deter you, for as you practice allowing your thoughts to align with love, you will find that it builds momentum. Positive things will begin to synchronize in your life as your positive thoughts align your feelings with the vibration of your Creator, the vibration of love. This does not mean you can never have a negative thought ever again, for fear the world will come crumbling down around you. Quite the contrary. There is great power in catching yourself in such thoughts and remembering that you do not want them. Do not try to force them away, for this will only make them stronger. Simply notice your feelings and use your power of decision to shift your focus onto something that uplifts you even a minute amount. Then allow your thoughts to leave the thing itself behind and focus on the power that unites us all together. God will then take the next step, closing the gap between thought and belief, and you will experience the feeling of joyful expansion and the security of your one self. Nothing else will ever satisfy you. This is what you search the whole world over for. Belief comes from consciously extending God's love and experiencing His love reflected back to you. Herein lies your power to consciously create, even as God does. A Course in Miracles, Chapter 2, Section 6, Fear and Conflict, states, "Few appreciate the real power of the mind, and no one remains fully aware of it all the time. The mind is very powerful and never loses its creative force. It never sleeps. Every instant it is creating. It is hard to recognize that thought and belief combine into a power surge that can literally move mountains. It appears at first glance that to believe such power about yourself is arrogant, but that is not the real reason you do not believe it. You prefer to believe that your thoughts cannot exert real influence because you are actually afraid of them. There are no idle thoughts. All thinking produces form at some level."